Now, DJT versus Flocko should be a very interesting match. Both of these players have mostly been winning by kind of playing zoning, a zoning defensive game overall.
Sure.
Definitely Flocko a little bit more zoning based, and DJT a little bit more just defensive based in general. But overall, I mean, somebody has to go to the other person. Somebody has to be the aggressor in a match.
And it's probably going to have to be DJT because although, again, Black Adam has good zoning and full screen tools, they're just not, I feel like they're not as good as Cyborgs.
Well, the big difference is, well, okay, there's a very strange zoning meta overall in this matchup because Cyborg does have, like we say, the highest damage straight projectile in the entire game. It does about 100 damage. But Black Adam's Low Lightning by itself does 120 damage.
Just true.
On top of that, it knocks down. So that is without a doubt in his favor. But, of course, Cyborg has the option to zone from the sky. Now, zoning from the sky has always been a little bit of an issue for Black Adam as he controls the space above him, the space in front of him on the ground, literally across the entire screen.
Just everywhere but in the air.
Right. There's that little pocket, just that little pocket where it's been Black Adam's nightmare. Now,
I got a pocket. Sorry.
That of course can be remedied if you can duck, or sorry, not duck, if you jump a downwards projectile and dive kick over it. But Cyborg now, of course, has that downward projectile. It's not something he had in one. Now he's also got the straight projectile, which can counter that. So there's this giant zoning mind game where both characters can really punish each other for a lot of damage.
And the other issue is now, even with a Black Magic trade, it is no longer technically in the favor of Black Adam anymore.
That's true. Wow, what an interesting setup. Going for that very slow low, and it was a good block by DJT, but overall, Flocko got a lot of damage, got some chip, got out of the situation, and got voodoo. And now he's, wow, nice. Wastes a little bit of DJT's meter at the end of that, too. Flocko just playing such solid keep away today. Oh, and again, you know, this is the one thing that I feel like is a little bit newer for him, that at least that I haven't seen from him quite as much, is how well now he's getting out of the corner. I love that option of meter burn roll into the armored grapple away. That in particular is just an exchange that we never really see. It's like a sequence that not a lot of Cyborg players use, because we have seen a lot of Cyborg players recently. We've seen a lot of the OG guys specifically picking it against Atrocitus. We've seen just quite a few Cyborgs, a lot more than we used to.
Yeah, and look at all of, I love the use of the tools and the way that he employs them from what Cyborg has. I think Flocko is doing an absolutely great job.
Oh, and again, the grapple away. Nice meter burn roll, but covers in time. And now Flocko, I mean, I want to say this could be a tough comeback, but it could definitely happen. No, or not. If it lands on a projectile.
So I wonder, will DJT stick with Adam? He's definitely a player that we've known to adapt, right? That's not necessarily his weak point. Or is he going to try to maybe go back to Green Lantern and potentially try his hand out in that matchup?
Well, that is a very, very weird matchup in this game. Of course, the zoning game is much different for Green Lantern, as he's now a much more competent zoner, but in a whole bunch of different other ways. So the trades are weird. I mean, we're not going to see it. It looks like he's going to switch back to, or keep going with Black Adam. But I would like to see that. I actually don't know who exactly wins that zoning matchup, but I would have to assume that Cyborg does well. Cyborg does well in pretty much every zoning matchup. He does relatively well. There are a few matchups where he gets kind of heavily outzoned, but we haven't seen any of them today. Oh wow, they both dashed right at each other.
Yeah, that was very raw.
It was. It's a good way to put it. Nice. Uses the trait to just get out of there, and then uses the grapple to get out of there.
He's using that grapple, and he has used it very well, usually to eat the first hit or something with the armor it has and getting out.
Now, let's talk about the grapple a little bit. The grapple is a very unique move. First of all, the input is down and then up forward or up back.
Yep.
And the other really, truly unique thing about it, which is what it's most useful for, is that it has armor.
It is the only special move in the game that has armor without burning bar.
Absolutely, yeah. And that there was a little bit more of that in Injustice 1, but now in Injustice 2, it's the only one.
Hard knockdown, I like it. Trait still comes, though. And he should be, oh no, that's what you were talking about, the dive kick.
Exactly, and even though that wasn't exactly a punish, DJT knew that he could do it late because all he needed was the chip.
Oh, and nice read.
Straight through the uprights.
So now it's
What did he say? Straight through the uprights?
Yeah, I actually don't know what that means. I'm not going to lie. Pretend I do. But he's got a really good interactable, and that's what he's jumping back for, is to try and bait DJT to bait that, I think. He can actually use it with meter to really get a good get-out-of-jail-free card, but instead, DJT is the one who's going to use it.
Yeah, and actually, if he would have done the right wake-up there is a chance that that would have had enough invincibility to dodge the interactable.
It's possible, but, you know, he managed to land another one of the uppercuts.
Oh, this is like old-school Cyborg play here with the instant airs. All those... We haven't seen that in a long while.
That's true, and now it's getting down to pretty low health for both players. Flocko taking so much damage, just raw projectiles. This is almost guaranteed chip.
Plus.
Oh, yeah, he was going for plus frames into guaranteed chip, but now he's in a tough situation. He could get hit once and die.
Nice blocks, nice blocks.
That wasn't enough. He has to clash, and he is going to have the meter lead.
Aton, give me strength.
Aton, give me strength to not get hit by a single projectile. I don't think Aton's the one you need. You need...
And there it is. Wow, 2-0 now over DJT Denzel Turry.
Cyborg wins.
Denzel Turry, just not able to find the answer to the Cyborg zoning. Now, I really think that he should be making a few more risky reads in the neutral, trying to get over the projectiles, trying to dive kick, because even if you get hit by 2 projectiles out of the air, and then you hit 1 dive kick, you have the lead.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh, it is still a ton of damage.
Like the thing is, too, is if he actually times it to hit a regular dive kick, not even meter burn, while Cyborg is still in the air, that's a huge conversion meterless.
That's true, yeah, he can still do that, even if he doesn't have the meter, but it could work out. And wow, we are seeing DJT go back to his main from Injustice 1. Ooh, and I actually haven't seen this Premier skin ever used. I mean...
John Stewart. John Stewart. So, also, huge shout out to Noble Toxin, who tweeted me, and he said straight through the uprights means the field goal pole in football, because that is actually... Cyborg was a football player before he became Cyborg.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you very much, Toxin. Toxin also, I believe, plays football.
I should have assumed that, but now you know. All right, so
it's actually sad because I used to also play football in school and I didn't even think about it.
You know, I did too, but I've still never heard that term. I don't know why.
It's because you weren't good at football.
Oh, that's me.
Wait, what position did you play?
No, we don't need to talk about football right now. Right now, we are
well, technically, it does actually pertain to what...
A little bit. You know,
yeah, we'll talk about it after, I guess.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit later, because right now we're seeing the return of DJT's Green Lantern.
I know.
And we haven't seen his Green Lantern in a long time. Even throughout the rest of this Injustice 1, his history...
Forget, did Injustice 1 have the John Stewart skin as well?
It did.
It did, right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
But, I mean, DJT, of course, he was second place at EVO 2013 with Green Lantern. And just even from then on, he had a ton of great placements. Known as the most successful Green Lantern player. Him, Gross, very famous. But we haven't seen it in Injustice 2, and it's a totally different character.
He is. He is very different.
Yeah, one of the most changed characters, even though a lot of his strings are the same, some of his specials are the same. Oh, wasn't able to float over that one. Ooh, nice air-to-air, but wasn't able to get the conversion.
Yeah,
now
what's the combo?
That is one of the changes for Green Lantern in this game, is it's a lot harder to get those trait conversions in a lot of situations. And that's really big, because that gave him a lot of really good Oki options, a lot of really good combo extenders.
Promise Superman I'd stop you. My will's too strong.
So I guess that means John Stewart's on the Insurgency side.
I think he got bundled with Hal Jordan because of what happened in Injustice 1. Huh. That's weird. That is weird, though. You would think that maybe they would have like different dialogues.
Yeah, well, I mean, they do. They 100% know that, but I'm sure he's in the comics a little bit, but I haven't seen it. Oh, and this is going to be some Oki. What's the mix-up? Oh, wow. That was actually, I think, not a cross-up. The feet looked like they were hitting cross-up, but that was the exact spacing that he was going for.
Ooh. Using the meter there.
Actual plus frames. Oh, and then again, an ambiguous jumping, but what? What? He's just not afraid to do it, and that should be guaranteed chip. No, not quite.
Wait a second.
And one more mix-up, doesn't guess right, but no conversion. He needed that, and no punish on the whiffed wake-up.
Oh, he gets under. Is that it?
Wow.
That is it.
And he threaded that needle so many times. He made the openings that he needed. In fact, he could have won had he not dropped that one combo before. But wow, what What evasiveness to be able to avoid every single projectile.
That slippery, slippery snake.
Quite slippery. Getting out of that situation just so clean. Oh, and it looks like, oh no, it just didn't load right yet. I was going to say we saw a character switch to Hal Jordan, but we did not.
His face looks so funny when he gets blasted.
Everybody that gets shot by Cyborg looks like they're about to sneeze. Every single person, because they lean their head back. It's just like you can put it in reverse and it would be a sneeze.
Maybe it's a sneeze cannon.
It doesn't hurt you, it just makes you sneeze every time it shoots you. That would be annoying.
Oh!
Well, nice down one to get out of that unblockable interactable.
Oh, he says no thank you on the Doomba.
Yeah, now that tool is going to be one of the most important zoning tools in this entire matchup. Every single time that DJT gets meter, Green Lantern can throw that super fast
I think it's the fastest or second fastest, because I know Firestorms is also extremely quick.
Right.
But Firestorms also will go away if you hit him before. Does that happen with Green Lantern?
I don't believe so. I think it kind of materializes all at once. Okay. So it might, but if so, I haven't seen it. It's a lot rarer than Firestorms, because we do see that a lot from Firestorms.
Yeah.
But still, Flocko managing to hold on to this life lead. A lot of these hits that we've been seeing from DJT are down twos, which are of course scaled pretty heavily. But even on top of that, Green Lantern is a character whose damage is pretty low. He's not a huge hitter, even at his absolute maximum damage.
Oh! Got opened up and had to break. That 4-3 in the corner would have actually given DJT not only the damage, but also a nice setup afterwards. How very anticlimactic.
Ooh, wow, that actually whiffed. And good recovery, of course, on Cyborg's projectiles, so he was able to block the low projectile in time.
Like that he stopped his advance there after he saw the trade came out from Pretty Flocko. And I gotta say, DJT is definitely looking more alive with this character. Not only has he won a game, which was incredibly close, but he's still making it work here as Pretty Flocko has the life lead in this fourth game.
Wow, and the animation of him throwing the rolling projectile actually dodged the air projectile. It's very weird. It kind of went under his feet. Oh, look at that. Nice. Goes for the throat to get a little bit of guaranteed damage. And that's actually a lot more than a lot of situations that you see with those guaranteed throw damage. Even if you teched it, would have been good.
Again, a lot of push blocks coming out of Pretty Flocko, trying to keep DJT at bay, and he now has no more meter left.
When the throw situation might have worked right there too,
but that is it. Pretty Flocko takes it 3-1 over one of the best in the business, DJT, also known as Denzel Turry. That is T-U-R-R-Y.
That is not at all how you spell his name.
No, it's not. That's how it's pronounced.
Close. Well, that's actually a little close. But yeah, very nice by Flocko. And again, that is going to be huge on points. Now, DJT ranked 3rd. However, two people that have the chance to potentially overtake him are now past him in this tournament. And that is going to be both Flocko and Flappy Sammy Hammy. So both of them, depending on how they do, could potentially overtake him or at least Rewind potentially in that spot. Rewind also, of course, now almost definitely going to be further than DJT in the rankings. And that's a big deal.